Afternoon, freaks. I'm here to give you a read straight from the hip with lots of lip. And we're continuing forward with that Venus placement reading series. And we're going to dive into Sagittarius Venus, or Venus in the ninth house, which is Sagittarius's house, okay? So if you have either of those Venus placements, this read may resonate with you. And we're just going to dive right in and see what's coming up for you in the love department. Sagittarius Venus, and Venus in the ninth house of Sagittarius, even if your Venus is in a different sign. If it's in the ninth house, it's still gonna factor in. And I just saw 5-5 on the clock. So I think that you all are in the middle of some pretty big changes in your love life. Maybe these changes came on suddenly and unexpectedly. Maybe you had a bit of the rug pulled out from under you. But I think that what I'm really feeling coming through right now is that it's a blessing in disguise, okay? It might not look the prettiest on the surface, but I think you're dodging a bullet. And I want to see what fell on the ground here, okay? I usually see this as things that you are not looking at, but they're actually really important when something falls on the ground. And we have the King of Pentacles in reverse. This is Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. It's coming up in the reverse. So this may be a case where somebody presented themselves as really wanting to make a serious offer to you, but they were really out to get something off of you. I see. This might have been somebody who was a little bit more invested in what they could gain from you financially than they really were about being sincere in what they expressed to you. King of Pentacles in reverse can be, somebody who really doesn't have their shit together, but maybe they just present like they got it all, on lock. They might have told you that they're in a very stable place in their life when actually they're really unstable, and you might be finding this out. Yeah, we do see there was a big change that came through here with the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, this was a blessing. I know right now it doesn't feel like it's a blessing, but it's definitely something that's taking you in a better direction, okay? This is in alignment with Spirit here with the Hierophant in charge, okay? So you're just going to have to trust this. There might be a community aspect in relation to this. Maybe you found out from people in your community and your friend circle. They found something out about your person. They kind of let you in on what was going on. I feel like you got a lot of support around you right now as you're making this transition, as you're moving away from this person. I also got that some of you may have been involved with somebody who really took advantage of you financially, I hate to say it, but maybe somebody even got access to your accounts, stole some money from you. This is kind of coming through. I think that you just need to trust, okay? Just rest assured with this Four of Swords, do what you need to do to kind of let go and integrate this experience and give it a rest. Know that everything's going to balance out. You are going to have help with the Six of Pentacles to turn this situation around. So any losses you incurred are going to be rectified, and you're going to be able to turn this energy around with the Magician. All right, Aries energy there, so that might factor in significantly. I do see that this is a transformation that needed to happen, as hard as it may be to deal with. It's never easy when we realize that somebody really misrepresented who they were to us. And I also see this as kind of a sign that, somebody was like, writing checks with their mouth that, at the end of the day, when they showed up, there ain't nothing you can cash there. I really feel like somebody sort of sold you a dream. They made it out like they were really committed to you. They were in this for the long haul. They were devoted to the relationship. They wanted to build with you, but this person didn't have anything to build with. It was sort of like they sold you a fantasy. They told you what they thought you wanted to hear to get you invested, but it was actually more so they could work you and take advantage of the situation. Yeah, I think that you waited a long time with this person, hoping to see things grow. I think that this is what was promised to you. You were promised this Ten of Cups. You were promised this. In some cases, you were promised marriage. You were promised a real solid commitment. Somebody wanted to have a future with you. But what you really realize is this person was juggling at the end of the day. There might have been more than one person involved in this situation, actually. This might be a habit with this person. I'm kind of getting the impression of this is somebody who's not very stable. Not very stable, and they really present like they have a lot of stability, like they really got their shit together, but in actuality, it's a constant balancing act with them, and I feel like they have more than one person kind of roped into this story, and it's sort of how they get by. They work people like this. I think this was a really disillusioning experience. Yeah, I think you found out about a third party situation. In some cases, you found out this person was actually already married and you are the third party. All right? Especially with that King of Pentacles in reverse. All right? I do want to reiterate, though I called out Earth sign here, you need to remember that that's for any strong placement in the chart. Okay, so it could be Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node. They could just have that house of one of those signs really packed with planets. So you don't know everybody's natal chart. Don't get too hung up on that. But King of Pentacles upright would definitely present themselves as somebody who's got their shit together. They've come to a certain place of stability in their life. They got their career on lock, their money's in order, and they're making a serious commitment. They're promising to invest in you, build in the relationship, grow together in the relationship. It's usually an energy to be taken very seriously, but when it comes in the reverse like that, this is sort of like false claims, just sort of like painting the idealized picture but not really being able to deliver. Yeah, it's like they sold you this dream. That's if wishes were horses, the dreamers would ride card here. And might have also air sign energy, fire sign energy in the mix here. Okay, that's the designation I've given for that card, that it's sort of about the dream and building the dream. But this particular dream with this person was like a castle built on shifting sand. It wasn't anything you could really bank on at the end of the day. We see a lot came to light. There was a lot going on behind the scenes with the moon here, and recently became illuminated for you. If this has not been illuminated yet, I feel like you've suspected it. Your intuition has picked up on this, and the illumination is to come. This will be revealed. What you can't see now will come to light for sure with that moon card there. And this does have to deal with a choice you're going to have to make in terms of the Lovers here. Okay, the Lovers always has to deal with a choice, all right? Some kind of choice. And sometimes it's between one of two people. I do really pick up this energy that this person has kind of this juggling energy there. Could it be that they're really obsessed with their work? They're more focused on their money, and you kind of play second fiddle to the work? Yeah, sure. But I'm not really getting that with this particular story that's coming through. I feel like this is somebody who has multiple people that they kind of work to their advantage. And also in some cases, this person is already married. I think they're really good at like casting the glamour. Look at this kind of mystical, fantastical energy around this Lovers card. Normally, when we look at the Lovers card, we see the two are holding hands, but they're looking in different directions, right? And this paints quite a different picture. And it's all about the context and how it comes up with the other cards. But you know, what I'm really seeing here is I'm looking at this magician energy with this King of Pentacles coming up in reverse, and it's giving me big manipulation vibes. You know, this is somebody who knows how to work their magic. You know, they know how to spin the good tale. They know how to lay it on thick. They know how to put on appearances that really draw you into this story of, we're on this romantic, you know, beautiful adventure with each other. But it's all kind of like this smoke and mirrors. That's what I'm really getting. And you might actually, maybe this person's fallen off for a while. You haven't heard from them for a bit. You may be wondering where they've been. They might have even told you a story about where they've been. I think you need to be aware this person has probably been with, you know, another party, may have been with their wife, okay? Pay attention to these rhythms. I'm really getting that in this situation. Pay attention to the rhythms with this person. Their ebbs and flows, how, you know, 1 minute they're very active in your life, they're very present, they're invested in you, and the next they kind of like disappear on you. I'm kind of getting this sort of in and out energy with this person. You may be hearing from them, okay? They might be coming forward with some kind of invitation. Oh, let's have a romantic getaway, you know, and that might really get you looped back in. It's sort of like the hook, 11:33 on the clock when I said this, okay? That might be the hook for you, but be aware, you know, with this mouse energy here, it's all about looking at the details. Don't miss the details, all right? Don't get sucked in. Yeah, I see that there's like this 5 of Wands energy here. This person brings a lot of drama. They bring a lot of conflict into your life. This is something to be very mindful of. And we see here, it always leads to disappointment with this 5 of Cups. All right, we see the 3 cups here, right? It's all this big talk of celebration. It's all these promises, okay? All this promise of celebration, and the 10 of Cups. This is what's promised, you know? This is what's promised. It sells a good story, but in the end, you always end up disappointed. You know, there's this figure here offering up this pearl of wisdom, like, don't forget the details. Don't forget how many times you've been sold this story by this person. How many times you've gone through this scenario over and over again. Look, if you let this shit go, there promises to be what you really need coming in. This 2 of Cups comes in with the bats, the rebirth energy. You know, through ending this cycle of like the illusion, the fantasy, you know, the great facade. By being willing to let go of this and trust that something is going to come in this place, you find the balance, okay? And that's that Sagittarius energy right here is Sagittarius Venus, all right? We have Temperance. It's about finding the balance. And when you find that balance within yourself, because you know your worth, that you can stand on that. You're worth somebody who actually really does want to invest in you. Somebody who actually does deliver what they promise. It's not just about words. They follow it up. They back it up with action. You do find that 2 of Cups, you know? You do find that person that is meant for you. All right? Really coming through strongly. Yeah, and this is the person that will build with you with that 10 of Pentacles, all right? That is the happy home. That is the partner who builds a happy home with you, that invests with you, that wants to grow with you. I feel like you need to get this, you know, false king energy out of the way. Tell it to head on down the road. Take a powder, man. Yeah, you know, you don't need to be anybody's option with this 7 of Cups. You don't need to fall for the illusion just because, you know, somebody offers you a cup and that person's been intriguing to you in the past. Maybe, you know, you really fell under the, you know, spell of their illusions in the past. And maybe they do really stir up this place inside of you that not many other people can access. Just be aware of what is actually in that cup, you know. Sometimes we are given a cup and what's inside can nourish us, you know. It quenches our thirst, and sometimes it's poison. So just take a moment. I'm really feeling like there's going to be some kind of invitation that comes forward from this person. It might be connected, like I said, around some kind of getaway, something that will really, it'll be alluring. You'll want to take the bait, okay? But I feel like you need to create some space, do that Four of Swords energy, just sort of say, you know, let me think about it. And take a moment to tune in with your intuition, really feel what your intuition is telling you, and also be mindful of these lessons you've already learned in the past. Don't forget the details, all right? It's so important. You need to have strength, okay, to overcome these lessons of the past. You may be dealing with a Leo. I've seen like Leo energy show up a few times here now, okay, in the major arcana cards, so I'm calling it out. That could be any strong Leo placement, or somebody who just presents like a Leo, somebody who's very confident and they kind of like to have center stage, and maybe they got that kind of quality where, you know, they come into your life and it sort of feels like the sun breaking up the doldrums, and maybe that's what makes them so alluring to you. They're very charismatic, okay? But you need to have the strength to overcome this energy, employing that Empress energy there, all right? The embodiment of the four queens, the Queen of Swords, the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles. It's time to really integrate all those lessons you've learned, you know, about being in alignment with your truth, speaking your truth, cutting off what doesn't serve you, being true to what really gives you passion and purpose when in terms of your romantic connections, and also being sure, are people backing up what they're saying with action? That's what counts at the end of the day. And staying in touch with your heart, with your intuition, with what you're feeling. If it doesn't feel right, it ain't right, you know? And you don't want to be the one who's caretaking the relationship and giving all the love and the nourishment to the connection. You need somebody who, you know, it's a reciprocal flow. What you give, you're also, you know, nurtured in return. It's not about you all spilling out your cup so somebody else, you know, has their thirst quenched while you're left parched. It ain't about that, okay? And then the Queen of Pentacles, like, you know, Queen of Pentacles, okay? That doesn't want to wait around on some King of Pentacles in reverse. Needs somebody who can, you know, turn around their behavior and actually show up as they said they would in the first place, okay? So it's really about being mindful of all of this and not getting sucked into the fantasy. Like, how is this person actually showing up? That's what really counts at the end of the day. I'm seeing a need for boundaries here with the Two of Swords. I'm seeing a need for you to kind of put on the blinders in this case, you know, put on the blinders so you can really focus on what's going on here, not everything that they've built, this sort of like fantasy they've built around the periphery that's distracting you from the details, from what's really going on. And, you know, return that energy to sender with this mirror energy here, just like deflect it for a bit. 18:18 on the clock. There's a need to end this cycle. By ending this cycle, it leads to the manifestation of a new beginning, somebody who can actually meet you where you're at. I think it's time to dead this energy with the Death here. It's time to really let it go. Of course, what you do is up to you. It's all your choice, but I think it's very clear what needs to happen here. Somebody is not, they're not walking their talk. They spit a good game, but when it comes to the delivery, you know, it falls short. Their mouth is signing checks that can't be cashed. And that's what you really need to look at the end of the day, is the misrepresentation of who this person is. Things can sound pretty. Somebody can sell you a dream, but if there's not the actual presence and action to back it up, you need to pay attention to that. That's not something you can just kind of let slide. All right, we're going to do a cut of the deck energy here. Yeah, we're talking devil back from me, okay? We got the devil energy showing up front and center. This is a situation that's going to keep you trapped with the Eight of Swords. Stop pretending like you don't see what's going on here. You do, all right? I get it. You may be very attracted to this person. They may be very alluring, very tempting. You like this fantasy they're selling you. Okay, look at this woman with this mask on, you know, it looks like a real good time, but, you know, What are they needing in return? Look at that money in the devil's hand. Pay attention to who's just using you, all right? Don't make excuses for what you know isn't right, all right? It's time to really set yourself free. Get out of this victim mentality and start looking at the ways that you sabotage yourself in these situations.